What's going on, everybody? Welcome to FightCourt. Yours truly, Ryan the Mighty Quinn. B is running a little late. However, we are here with the recent winner of UFC Vegas 103, Hyder the Hurricane Amil. Nice to see you, man. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. So we'll get right into it. You had a lot of adversity going on before the fight. Sorry for all your losses and stuff, man. That's a lot of stuff to handle. Did you just focus on training? Like, did training almost help you get through all that?
It definitely does get in the way, the way your body feels stress is whether it's emotional or physical, it's still stress but I'm a rock upstairs. I've been through a lot in my life, so but I knew I look at every fight like a journey. Like I'm a ship that sailed harbor. I have my destination, and no matter what happens, I stay the course. So that's just how I look at it. And there's a lot happened in my fight. Plus the injuries, I fought with a torn MCL. That's why I wore the knee sleeves. But my knee was hanging on by a thread there. I had a torn labrum and torn bicep for a couple months. I think last month. It's still not completely healed. I think Gomez got me with a flying knee to the shoulders. By the way,
You kind of you blanked out from where
what's
you were
that?
driving after Gomez got you flying into the shoulder. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. But you don't go to It's hard to get into an MMA fight without any injuries. However,
Right.
these injuries were pretty bad, and but I managed to get through it, and yeah, so I'm just glad to get the dub.
Oh yeah. We'll get back to injuries in a minute. I did want to ask you about that. Uh, Tell us what you're going through right now while you're driving.
What was that?
Tell us what you're going through right now. What you were just explaining to me before we recorded. Why are you driving right now?
Oh, what? Wait, could you say it? Sorry, say it one
Yeah.
last time.
So, like you were explaining to me, you're driving because they wouldn't let the dog on the plane. You couldn't get the dog on the plane, so you just rented a car and you're driving home. Explain that right now. That's a good little thing right there. How you just screw it, let's deal with it, and let's
Oh,
get home.
yes. So I flew in with the dog, uh, and they changed regulations March 1st. In terms of having a dog, they said the dog needs to fit in a 18 by 11 carrier. So that's way too small for my dog. So I just rented a car. I'm driving back to the Bay Area. So yeah, it's gonna be
Awesome.
I have like 6 hours left. So, but you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm riding high on the win. So it's not that much of an issue.
Good stuff. So 11-0. Congratulations. I was pretty confident that you got the win. Um, Now I don't watch the fights with sound often. I usually keep it on mute. Not that I hate the commentary team or anything, but I like to just watch it fight. And not be told to go one way or the other or traded. I felt you controlled the dance, so to speak. You controlled the center the whole time. You're kind of on a field. I felt that you had more volume and you landed more power shots, particularly with your right hand. Still throwing kicks too. It's with a torn MCL, no matter what leg it was awesome. But how'd you feel? I mean, it was a split decision. How'd you feel when you at the end? Did you feel confident that you won?
I did. I was surprised they said split because, he got me that spinning elbow in the first. It actually hit the back of my head. Uh,
Yeah.
However, I did get the takedown, and
No,
I also had the ring generalship. I was streamed the whole time, so that's why I feel like when the scorecards is close, they usually go to ring generalship.
so I did want to ask one question. Now, I haven't heard the fighters complain about this too much. Um, how do I put it? Like, of course, we always want to be on the big cards and stuff like that, whatever the case. But the media was really making a big deal on social media about fighting at the apex and that it's a slap in the face to fighters. How do you feel? Were you just happy to get a fight, happy to be scheduled, happy to stay busy, or were you disappointed when you found out you were going to be on the apex?
I honestly, I don't like the Apex. It's comfortable. I can fight anywhere, honestly. I don't care if we're in the backyard in front of a million people. It
Mm,
doesn't matter. The reason why I like the arena is all my friends and family can come watch me live. Also, the win is way more exciting. I like jumping on the cage
right.
and
Okay.
honestly, I have a very exciting style. Like, did you see my last combo, that 38 combo? If I did it in a stadium, I'd feel like I'd be a way bigger superstar if, because the whole crowd would have been going bonkers. And I think this fight was also an exciting fight too. So, the UFC's pushing all these guys who, these lackluster performances are pretty damn boring. So, Dana, please put me on an arena. You will get your money every time you come watch me.
Well, I think that you did well for your stock this time. Hey, there he is. Who's this guy?
Okay.
Yo, yo.
Just inviting himself on here.
What's up, boys? I know I just talked to you there. I just came in to say what's up, man. I'm at work right now, but I just came in to say what's up, man. But I'm gonna catch up with y'all. All right. I gotta
Okay.
bounce, but y'all keep it going, man. I
Good
promise.
seeing you again, T.
Hyder, you my man. I appreciate you, but I gotta
I
bounce real
appreciate
quick.
you. All right. Good to see you.
All right. All right. We'll wrap it up. I just what was oh yeah. So I think first of all you are a superstar no matter where you're fighting. I think I love the way you handle yourself. Big fan. Keep it up. Um, I understand what you're saying too. Yeah, you do feel that. I've fought in smoker shows. I fought in front of 20,000 people. I understand. It's very different. Me personally now I just love seeing the fights. So that's how I see it. But I totally get what you're saying. Last thing. Now, I know you want to keep fighting or you want to stay active, but like you said, you're going through or you're recovering from a lot of injuries. Like we always said, if you go to a fight 80%, that's your luck. But so are we looking at a layoff here? Any surgeries maybe? Or what's going on with the time being?
You know what? I think I just need like a 2 to 3 weeks to heal. Thank God he didn't hit my knee.
Right.
That's why I fought orthodox the whole time. I am
Right.
right-handed, but I normally fight most of the time southpaw or I switch a lot. And it happens kind of intrinsically, but because I had my right knee in the back of my mind, I was flat-footed. I wasn't as explosive. When you fight with a bad injury like that in the back of your mind, it kind of limits you.
Right.
Uh, Also, I was also less prepared. It's hard for me to get my weight down because I had to take a whole week off because of my knee. It was super swollen. So, but the thing is, I'm not a full-time fighter yet. I live in the Bay Area. It's expensive. So I do have a gym and I personally train people just to make rent and stuff like that. I don't get paid enough in the UFC, so I hope they can renegotiate my contract and they could pay me a lot more so I could do this full time. Once that happens, I have more time to recover. And man, you haven't seen like I cannot believe that's how I'm doing while I'm working a lot with the training. I can't imagine what I could do once I could do this full time.
Absolutely. Well, sky's the limit. But before, why don't you give wherever your gym at? Tell people where they can find you to sign up for private lessons or whatever.
So my gym's called Hack MMA, Hurricane Athletics and Combat. That's in Marin County, San Rafael City. But if you want to follow me on Hurricane underscore 415, again, that's Hurricane underscore 415 on Instagram or Hyder the Fighter at Twitter.
All right. Well, we'll be tagging you on a bunch of reels and stuff like that, so we'll be able to get the word out. Hyder, thank you so much. Enjoy the trip home. I really appreciate you doing this, and we're going to be following your career, bro.
Hey, appreciate you having me, Quinn, and have a great week, my brother.
Have a great week. All right. So I appreciate his transparency with talking about how he feels about fighting. He wants to fight on a big card. Totally get it. Um, the feel a little different. Me, I love the Apex cards. I feel like I'm watching college football, especially because we get some of these top 10, 15 opponents. But then again, I'm a fan now. I'm not a fighter anymore, so I get that. So, all right, let's go in a little bit for UFC 313 this weekend. I just spoke with Glover Teixeira a little bit. He can't come on. I might be doing something with him after the event next week, and we will hopefully we'll have him on here. But we'll start with the co-main event. So we have, instead of Daniel Hooker, we now have Gaethje versus Fiziev, the rematch. Was a little surprised to see the odds come out with Gaethje as the underdog. That being said, that's a tough fight to win consecutive rounds like that again. Fiziev is nasty. He's got very little hold. I thought that Gaethje had a great game plan that he implemented the last time. Tough to pull off. Now, I had a bet last fight with a 50 push-up bet with Grant Dawson that Gaethje would land a takedown, and he got it with the last second. I was literally taking off my shirt, about to drop down to 50, and the takedown landed. I grabbed my phone, texted him. It was fucking phenomenal. But I think he's going to have to use that wrestling a lot more in this fight. Not from an outside, not boxing and punching. He's going to have to open up the shorter, stockier opponent. He's going to have to get in there and use some clinch, which is not easy either, to try to create angles within the tie-up to go for takedowns in that aspect. I think that he needs to do that a little bit more in this fight to chew up some clock and win rounds. It's really tough to pitch a shutout again against Fiziev with the striking. Although, Gaethje's got fantastic striking with heavy hands. I know he's a complete mixed martial artist. It's really tough to do, especially after you guys seen each other. You know each other a little bit more, and he does have that in his arsenal, that clinch work from division. He's Division 1 All-American, I believe. I forget now at this point, but he does have that clinch work to takedowns. He's taken him down once, be able to use again. Now, it's difficult even against, I think trying to take down Fiziev against the fence is difficult because of his short, stocky legs. You can see those elbows coming down. I think that on the feet outside the center of the cage, tie up is the way to go. Now for Fiziev, it's not like he really did so much wrong. He just lost the last fight. I think that if he could find a way to paint Gaethje in a corner and just be explosive in that aspect, he'll come away with the victory. He can't let Gaethje. Not that Gaethje is running away. The guy has been in so many bangers, but he can't let him create distance and keep distance while he's constantly throwing punches, whether it's one-shot punches to the body, jabs to that, whatever the case. He can't let him rack up rounds like that. Fiziev's got to come in like this, kicks, things like that, and score that way, and not get greedy either. If he can get Gaethje to the corner and land those combinations, even just land in an exchange, land one punch, he'll be good, or land one strike, he'll be good. Score, and maybe just see what's going on, try to score again. Not try to knock out Gaethje's head, although, yes, he's been knocked out. He's capable of being knocked out again. I just think that Rafael Fiziev needs to be a little bit more calculative in this fight. Like I said, they both know each other, so it's going to be interesting. Now, the main event. Let's talk about Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Now, I still don't think that Ankalaev is going to try and stand with Alex for too long. I know that in Alex's last fight, that I don't feel got exposed in that fight. I feel that it was just a tough matchup with Khalil, the way he comes in, and he just made it ugly as long as he can. And the fight went like I thought it was going to go. Alex is, he's got plenty of first-round knockouts, but he's not exactly a fast starter, which is kind of dangerous against fighters like this, because Ankalaev Magomed has some power. However, I do think that Magomed, he's going to make his money by going those takedowns and just wrestling and using the ground control. I think that I still think he was talking up to say I'll stand and trade just to get this fight. I feel if he was truly that confident in his striking, that when he fought Jan Blachowicz, he would have stood with him, and he really didn't. I don't even think he was really looking to stand with him. But if you're going to do that game plan against Jan Blachowicz, then you're definitely going to do it against Alex Pereira. There's no question. Even if the game plan is to stand, he's going to either get distance created on him. He's going to get caught with that check left hook 2-3-2, and he's going to go to the wrestling. He's not going to want to stand with that power. I don't think that we're going to see Alex a little bit more on the offensive with the striking as opposed to counteroffensive. I don't see him using the low kicks for feeling out. You could give up a takedown against somebody like Ankalaev, who's going to be looking for that with those big eyes. Big eyes looking for that. He has big eyes. But yeah, so that's how I see that going around. I see that Alex is gonna have to be very active, scoring while he's active as opposed to just moving. He's gonna have to look for those. And honestly, I wish that he even him as a good striker or specialist, even if he did it more, throw body shots. Why do you throw body shots against somebody who's going to come at you more? And this is also going to be good. This is actually something that Justin Gaethje does very well. You throw body shots because it stops the person on their heels. It slows things down for you. You're trying to throw body shots. You connect. You create an angle. Scores points if needed. But the way this game is, the way the judges are, and I totally agree with it. If you throw 3 body shots that stop somebody and then they crack you with a big power shot to the face, I'm going to give that, and that's all that happens in the round, I'm going to give that round to the guy who landed the power shot, because this is a damage game. Body shots, okay. I'm not talking liver shots. I'm not talking spleen shots. Those are those on the outside. I'm talking the straight rights to the body, the straight rights, the stab jabs that stop the opponent in their motion, stop them in their tracks. Now, what else can you do with that Justin is good at and Alex could use here? You do that stab jab, you do that right hand, you stop him, you come back up top with a power punch to the top, or in Alex's case, he can totally throw a right hand to a left high kick, things like that. I think if he gets these high kicks going, it's going to take away that right hand for Ankalaev, and it's going to force Ankalaev into to try to wrestle and shoot from pretty far away. We all know who Alex is working with. Glover had the best wrestling in the division for a year or so, and that'll be useful here. It's so funny. We're kind of always waiting for Alex to show a little more progressive defensive wrestling, working with Glover, and it's there. It's just not there the way we see it. Talking like sprawl to head dribbling, things like that. He kind of does it in a sense where he's just learning how to create angles, keeping his angles. His clinch work has improved as far as pummeling. Like when you see people doing this stuff, the pummeling has gotten better. He'll need to do that here. I could totally see Magomed trying to eat up rounds against the fence. I could see that maybe happening around 1 or 2. Hopefully it doesn't go too much. But overall, I think that's what we got. I can't really think if there's anything else going on in the MMA world right now. I saw some announcements for GFL fight announcements. Really, I'm pretty upset with the way GFL is doing things. We had Darren Owen on here, and I was a pretty big cheerleader for the league. And they don't even have dates set yet. They made a trade that clearly wasn't a trade. I think that was all horse crap. And then it came out that the draft was fake. That was pretty upsetting. I was looking forward to all that stuff. But now they're announcing these agreed upon fights or whatever, or signed out. I saw Dylan Dennis versus Tony Ferguson, but they still haven't released. Well, I saw somebody from Sherdog said they released the names, but I couldn't find any source behind that. I tried Googling it. They haven't really talked about the names. They haven't talked about when the teams are fighting or competing against one another. They're just talking about these projected bouts as if if the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, which they obviously are, and this is a good chance this is going to happen, but like a Garrett Cole versus Crochet, you don't see MLB announcing that because they're a league. And this is where GFL they're trying to differentiate themselves from fights as opposing league-based, but they haven't even announced these team matchups yet. They're still announcing fights, and that's just a little upsetting with the way they're doing things. Either way, that's what we got right now. Dean's working, as you saw. Hyder, thanks for coming on. Had a little choppiness, but whatever. Happy he came here. We got some good stuff, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll be talking. Maybe I'll put something on here during UFC 313. Have a good one.